All right, we're joined now by a very funny comedian, a guy I met through the Levitard world. I thought I met you through Billy, right? Through Billy Corbin?
Billy Corbin, yeah. Because Miami.
Because Miami. Nery Saenz. And Nery, first of all, congratulations on the Panthers winning the Stanley Cup. I know that was like top of your mind for you.
It was
a long time.
I've been a fan for 6 months. It's been a brutal 6 months for us. I got to be honest. I started becoming a fan because my son got into roller hockey literally 6 months ago. It just coincided with my personally, my son got into roller hockey at the same time that the Panthers got hot. So, yes, I'm a fan. I don't have a leather jacket kind of fan. I'm not that kind of fan. But
do you spend a lot of time in Sunrise?
Look, your son is into roller hockey. Zach, I'm sure you have some advice
on roller hockey?
On the hockey youth scene.
Okay. You need to familiarize yourself, Nery, with the movie D2 Mighty Ducks. Because as we discovered earlier this year...
Quack Attack is back, Jack!
I hate that. As we discovered earlier this year...
yourself.
It is... Youth hockey is riddled with diddlers. It is saturated with child diddlers. And so you have to be...
Or alcoholic head coaches.
Or you're drunk coaches, just absolute drunk coaches who show up to a game in the third period drunk off of their ass. So hockey's tough. It's a tough. They say it's expensive. I say it's dangerous, and not on the ice. It's off the ice where it's dangerous.
It's even more dangerous because my son got into hockey because one of his friends at Scouts got into hockey. So now it's a double.
But can that diddling environment cancel out the other diddling environment, or does it become like the Voltron of diddling?
I was gonna say it's the Voltron of diddlers, where it's just like, let your diddling power combine to form Captain Diddler,
and all form the head.
Oh boy.
That's a line from Voltron. Relax.
Yeah. I know.
Also a line from
say
practice.
anything bad now anymore. He censored himself. It's a new year.
That's right. Yeah. Give him about 5 minutes. All right. So this was my first time seeing Law Abiding Citizens since it came out on DVD 15 years ago ish.
So I gave Nery. I said, I think this is the movie we're doing.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? He said, seen it? I said, I own a copy on DVD.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
No,
I might have watched your copy.
Amin said, hey, the movie we're reviewing is Law Abiding Citizen. It's on Stars. I'm like, Stars? Yeah. Brother, I own this movie. Are you kidding me? I not only owned it on DVD and Blu-ray, 2 different versions.
Yes. Well, yeah, you got to get the upgraded version, yeah.
But I also now have it on my iTunes, on my digital library.
Oh, shit. So you can go anywhere with it. You don't have to bring the DVD player. Wow.
I'm literally on a cruise ship right now, and I've watched the movie 3 times this week.
So you a big Gerard Butler fan, or what?
That's what it is.
What attracted you to this movie?
Well, when I first saw it, what was it, 15? What year did this come out? Is that 2007? What year did it come out?
2009.
Yeah. So when I first saw it, I had zero expectations for this movie. I will admit, I probably saw it because after watching 300, I'm like, I'll watch anything this man does.
Sure.
Just like every big Hollywood studio producer.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get more Gerard Butler.
You're like, I'll buy The Ugly Truth on Blu-ray. Absolutely.
And then that's what happened. I watched The Ugly Truth and I was like, oh, maybe everything he does is not great. Maybe everything he does is not.
Maybe the ugly truth about your infatuation with Gerard Butler.
Which is the other one where he was
Gamer?
He was a bounty hunter.
The bounty hunter, yeah.
The bounty hunter,
Is it called the bounty? Oh God, it's awful. That's another awful one. I was like, no, I can't.
That's a future Cinephobe too.
But so I watched this movie because of Gerard Butler, probably, if I'm guessing. But I remember watching it and being pleasantly surprised. Again, 2009. I was not even 30 yet, so I was just like, I didn't know any better. And then when Amin last week said, hey, we're watching this movie, I'm like, how can you watch this movie? This podcast is only for movies that are 40% and lower at Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
and this movie qualifies and then some, bro. Oh my God.
Well, it's funny. I think it's 75% for the audience. Yeah. The audience fucking loves it. The audience like you.
Too.
Yeah. And on like 250,000 reviews. Like the audience loves it. Critics, not so much.
When was the last time you watched it, Nery?
Yeah.
Before this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before this week, the last time I watched it was, I'm going to say probably a year before the pandemic. So 5 years ago before I watched it. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Who's the good guy in this movie?
Nobody. That's what I was going to say.
There we go.
I was going to save this till later, but it's like, when you read, Am I the Assholes? When you read, Am I the Assholes? And then you're like, oh, you're the asshole. They're the asshole. Everybody's the asshole. Like, everybody's the asshole in this movie. Yeah. Like, everybody's the villain. There are no good guys. The only good guy, I don't even know if there's a good guy in this. I don't think there's a good guy in this movie, but I know there's a lot of villains because everybody's a bad guy.
I think the best person in this movie is the other intruder, the guy that gets the death, the lethal injection.
He might be the best to what Darby's doing.
Yes.
He says, "Hey, maybe chill, Darby."
I know we came here to beat the shit out of this guy and steal a candlestick, but we gotta chill on this villainy.
I didn't come here for murder.
Maybe a good guy is Regina Hall.
Viola Davis.
Maybe.
No,
Viola Davis gave shotguns to meter maids.
Viola Davis gave shotguns to meter maids and then was actively and vocally saying, there must be a law that we can bend. There must be ways that we do it. What? You're the mayor? I'm from Miami, so that's pretty standard. That's pretty up to par in Miami. But
he's like, yep, this is politics. This is how it goes.
Out loud like that, man? Jesus.
Oh man. The other funny thing was we noticed that Leslie Bibb's character, Sarah, only existed to deliver exposition from another character who we never see. From Chester. So every time she opens her mouth, she's saying, well, I was talking to Chester. Chester said this, right? And then even after she dies, Jamie Foxx hacks into her email so she can deliver one last bit of exposition on behalf of Chester, who says, you didn't get this from me. Why was Chester trying to conceal his identity? Why was that such a big thing?
My question is, that was her email? I thought that was his email. Like, he didn't.
No,
Chester didn't email.
No, Chester emailed Sarah. Yeah, it's to Sarah@pa.gov.
He said, keep this on the low. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I have Sarah written down here in my notes as Amin's going to call her the legal hoe. That's what I thought it would be.
Legal broad.
Legal broad, yeah.
Legal broad,
resolution. Yeah,
I did another New Year resolution. Okay, so legal broad. I didn't know that. So yeah.
No,
I gotta amend my notes here.
That's perfect because you are already in the flow of a Cinephobe episode where you are writing notes for other people.
Yeah.
It's been
that usually happens hundreds of years into Cinephobe, like with a lot of experience. You're ready for it.
Nery, you would never say that, right?
No, I literally watched the movie and then she shows up and I'm like, oh, Amin's gonna say legal hoe here.
So this is the same thing Zach does, where Zach, his inner monologue disguises itself as no. I don't.
You try to peg me with AIDS every time there's a mention of AIDS.
I've never pegged you in my life, sir. And certainly not with AIDS. No, my notes for Zach are always innocent. They're like, oh, Zach is going to give this parrot ass off. Oh, Zach is going to mention how this dead person isn't breathing, unlike Art from Fallen. Oh, that's God. My notes for Zach. Zach's notes for me are like the most misogynistic, disgusting stuff. And I'm like, bro, I didn't think of that. You thought of it.
All right.
You can say this
I mean, in all fairness, if you go back to just go back to the Driven episode, just go back to the Driven episode, and you're like, hoes in all these countries, and I'm like,
yes, and no hose bow, right? You called him no hose bow the whole fucking movie because he broke up with his fiance.
Well, no, it's because he has no broads. Meanwhile, all the other drivers have a bunch of broads around. And look, man, these movie makers know what they're doing. They're not presenting like librarians and teachers. These are broads. These are broads that are here for a very specific purpose.
This is a hard BR.
To be as broad can be. That's all they are, man. They literally just show up and go, oh my God, and that's it, man. There's no part of their character development or anything. they are presented as what they're supposed to be. And I, for one,
Amin's misogyny aside, it just hit me as we were talking about the email. Mm-hmm. Is it a little shocking that Chester didn't end up just being Gerard Butler?
Yeah, it could have been.
I also thought that. I thought there was going to be a film noir type twist.
Yeah.
Of Chester's identity. That never happened. I also thought that at some point maybe someone else was on the inside, right?
Right.
So,
I mean, I thought it was Leslie Bibb at one point.
Yeah, right before she died is when
pretty much. I thought it, and then she blew up in a car.
I was surprised. We'll get to it, I guess, at a later point. There's another thing that I have. Another note that I have. I'm surprised that why is a lawyer the only one doing any kind of detective work? There's no cops working on any kind of detective work whatsoever.
There was Con Air. Con Air was there with
Con Air. Yeah, the guy from Con Air.
But he wasn't doing any detective work. He literally was standing next to Jamie Foxx as Jamie Foxx was going through all these books and files, and he was just standing there like, I guess I gotta just like, what are you doing? You're not? Aren't you a cop? Like
his.
Well, he did his job. He arrested him.
Sure. Yeah.
He also brought Gerard Butler out so that Jamie Foxx could whoop his ass in front of him.
Yeah, he did that, and then he celebrated Jamie Foxx saying "fuck his civil rights."
Yes, he celebrated it. He's like, yeah. I was like, again, being from Miami, that's very on par. But I'm just like, this too loud. You're saying this too loud. Like, what's going on here? This is awful.
What was your favorite death in the movie? What's your favorite like kill in the movie?
Oh, my golden dumpster goes to the judge getting shot with the phone.
That's the best one.
My favorite.
It's the best one. That
dumpster,
one,
man.
I legitimately, because I knew she died, but I couldn't remember how she died. Because again, I hadn't seen it in like 15 years. And so when that happened, I gasped. I made an audible noise of like, it shocked me.
Did you clutch your pearls? Did you clutch your pearls?
I clutched my pearls.
Like, oh no! Oh my!
I started fanning myself. I called the neighbor boy over to protect me.
Neighbor boy.
I've got the
vapors. I got the vapors.
I got the vapors.
The looks like a gun, acts like a gun. I mean, looks like a phone, acts like a phone. Turns out to be a gun. I didn't know you could do that with a phone. I didn't know you could put a gun right here.
Well, he's a tinkerer.
He's a tinkerer. He does gizmos, and he once put a choking device or something like electronic choking device in a necktie.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
Yeah, he can do anything.
That's more. Even that, like I could see putting a wire through, and then it cinches up. Like I could see that. Where are you putting a gun in this?
Well, in all fairness,
it was an
explosion. Explosion. Yeah, it was an explosion.
Oh, I thought it was a gun.
Oh,
I thought it shot her.
No, she answered it and it blew up.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
makes more sense.
Expert.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
All of the
I like the fact that it means like, that makes more sense. Like it still doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense.
I can see to be honest, I can see a bomb being inside this. I can't see a gun. I'm like, how does it shoot the bullet? But like, if you say like all inside is like C4 inside the phone.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit send, what if she was texting? It would have just blown her hand off.
No, I think it's he called her. He called her and he waited for her to say hello. Like he waited, like it didn't even like she answered the phone and then she gave that banter where she was like, "That's the good thing about being a judge. I could do whatever I want." And then she said hello.
I could live forever.
Yeah.
So time out. So then by that virtue, he basically had to wait to hit like detonate, right?
Yeah.
Until she was. Yeah. So she could have been like, hold on, and just like kept talking to Fox, talking shit, and Gerard Butler would have been there like, okay.
Well, as far as we know, he's got cameras everywhere. He can see everything. He can turn anything into a bomb. He can kill anyone at any time. He can tinker with anything and turn anything into anything. And he's thought of every possible outcome.
It kind of feels like this should have taken longer than 10 years to plan everything.
I think digging the tunnel alone, Sean Astin, would take 10 years.
And stringing lights through, getting power, like the cords and everything.
Stringing lights is the difficult part of that.
Yeah, that's
Is he listening to audiobooks about the law while he's digging so he can multitask?
What, his bankruptcy law book?
Yeah. Did he get that transcribed? Did someone read that for him?
Oh yeah, he did a lot. I always wonder about that. Like, do you hire people? And if you hire them, like, what do you? Because they can't know about this. You got to kill them, right?
Yeah,
you have to. Like, this is a crazy endeavor. Like, oh, look at this. He bought property next to the prison. Wow. Okay.
It's literally Breaking Bad, where Gus brings in the Germans to dig his super lab and then kills them all. It's exactly like that. He imported the labor and then he murdered them.
Have you guys ever seen the El Chapo tunnel?
Not in person.
Not in person, no. I'm not that Hispanic. I'm not that Hispanic. I mean, take it easy. I'm regular.
He's not that in Miami.
Yeah, I'm regular. I'm regular Hispanic. I'm not that. I'm not like Chapo in the tunnel Hispanic.
First of all, I want to be perfectly clear to anyone involved with El Chapo. Big fan. Yeah. No issues. But the tunnel does not hold a candle to Gerard Butler's tunnel.
Yeah.
The Chapo tunnel was like mad cramped. You had to kind of crouch and stuff.
Yeah, because you're just doing whatever you can to get through, right?
Yeah.
You're not setting up a goddamn like railway system in there.
Not only is he setting up a railway system, he made it a homie railway system where he put up his favorite quote by a philosopher. Here's my quote that I'm going to put up.
Live, laugh, love. It's just Von Clausewitz.
He's like, oh, this seems kind of cold. What should I put here? Oh, let me put a quote by my favorite.
What's that? What's that Von Clausewitz quote about total war? Oh, that's what I'll do. Yeah.
That's what I'll do. I'll just make this here. Just it's like a little cubicle. Like it's a little. Oh, it's just all right. Cool.
Here's my workstation.
Here's my workstation.
I'm spending half my time here
just to keep me motivated.
Yeah.
He's got a poster of the cat hanging there.
Hang in there, yeah.
Hang in there. This is total war, bitch. Von Clauskin. The cats.
Did we even look that up? Who is Von Clausewitz?
He's like an Austrian general who...
Enough said, fam.
Yeah,
enough said. We know he said total war and he's Austrian. We got you. We believe you.
Russian general and military theorist born in 1780. His most notable work was called On War.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also would not be the biggest villain in this movie. Still, is a war general.
It's impossible.
I think his most notable work.
There's no good guys. Who is the villain though? Is everybody the villain? Is it the system?
Yeah.
System.
Is it Gerard Butler?
I literally think Jamie Foxx is the worst one of all. Like I think I happily believe that he's just the worst one of all.
Nery, what's the worst thing Jamie Foxx does in this movie?
There's so many bad things he does in this movie. There's so many.
I know what the worst is for me.
Eating French toast without syrup, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? This guy's an anarchist, man. This guy's crazy. What's wrong with this guy? I was out of Jamie Foxx. I was like ass on Jamie Foxx eating fucking. But I think the worst thing that he did was the opening, like, fuck his civil rights. I'm like, that he's a lawyer literally saying fuck your civil rights. Like that's now you're not only legally doing something, but now you're morally going against your code, like your actual code. It's the whole thing.
I think the worst thing he did was when Leslie Bibb tries to have like a moment of consciousness about like, oh, maybe I took the wrong career path. And she's like, so you wouldn't change anything? Like, not a thing. Like, everyone's dying. Yeah. What are you talking about? Everyone's dying. You're like, what? No notes. Wouldn't change a thing.
At the funeral, the time cop commissioner goes, time cop commissioner goes, you don't really believe that, do you? He's like, I've done nothing wrong. I'm like, what are you? This guy's the worst.
Maybe we did the wrong thing. He says, absolutely not.
Yeah,
Underrated terrible thing he does is when he looks at the file of the murder and he's like,
I get it.
I think you had a point.
She was murdered. Yeah, she
was. I've got one that's worse than everything you guys named.
Oh boy.
It's when his daughter has just watched the video of sawing the guy apart. And he's on the phone. It's like his wife is crying and the daughter's crying. They're all
you won't believe these images. We're sawing legs off and limbs off. And
Did you get a look at his face? Like,
can you ID the perp?
He's like, Gerard Butler's like, my conviction rate is at stake here, man. I need to know if you saw the face. Like, that's all he cares about.
I need to know if I can take this case. I'm on the fence about this.
Also, missing his daughter's recital to go watch an execution. Not great.
Not necessary. Not necessary.
Not only was it not necessary, he literally had the legal broad saying that she was gonna go. So he didn't need to even be there. Like he didn't even.
It was her case. Remember, he said she should do the case. She should try the case. She's done all the legwork. I'll just oversee. Next thing you know, he's like, "We gotta go watch this motherfucker die." I'm like, "What?"
It's like
I love these. I go to these all the time. It's way better than my children's
but your child's playing the cello. Like, she's not very good.
Listen, at least when I go to see somebody, at least when I go to an execution, when somebody dies on stage, it's on purpose. I don't want to hear this. Have you seen my daughter play the cello? She's awful. I don't
can't even make French toast. I'm supposed to believe she can carry a tune.
All right, the execution scheduled for noon. Anyway, we could push that back to 4:30.
Yeah, I got a 4:30 that I really love.
I got a lunch
just...
at Del Frisco's I got to get to. I'd rather have a T-bone steak with all the trimmings before I see this execution.
Have you ever seen someone eat asparagus like that?
I've never even look at me. Does it look like I even see people eat asparagus? Like
what is asparagus?
What is this?
I've seen asparagus in Miami. I know that they've got it there.
No, I've seen it, but you just push it aside to get to the meat. Like, I don't what the hell is this? Get out of here with this garnish. Get out of here with this.
Asparagus, isn't that what?
Yeah, it is true.
Supercharge that.
Yes, bingo.
No, don't add that to it. That's
yes, bingo.
Fantastic. Yeah, this movie is something else. It's very different when you're watching this movie for a Cinephobe movie than when you're watching it just normally. Because then you start looking at all the different, you're like, oh, this is very different.
It's tough to watch movies a different way now.
Yeah.
It really
tough to
is.
watch movies. I can't watch movies anymore. Like every time it's just when exposition starts, I'm trying to think of what creative way to call this exposition. Is it walk and talk exposition? Is it jargon exposition? Whatever. When someone is completely ass on, it stands out so much more now.
Yeah.
It's like Cinephobe ruins the movie watching experience for good.
I mean, have you done that lately? Like, have you gone to a movie in the movie theater? Like, when you're just watching a brand new movie and you're like, ass on! In the middle of the theater, you're like, ass on! And people are like, what the hell?
Oh, when I saw the Planet of the Apes, I was yelling ass off the whole time. Oh, my God.
Zach was chittering.
Chittering
so hard.
The whole time I was just saying, hey, it's chittering. A lot of chittering in this movie.
What's the moral of this story? Like, what's the message?
It's so awful. That whole system is awful. There's no redemption.
The system sucks.
The whole system sucks. There's no redemption. And at the end, the lawyers are still gonna fuck you. They're just gonna. It's just awful.
Did he actually have any consequence, Jamie Foxx?
No. He got a promotion. What are you talking about? He got a promotion. Yeah. This guy, and his conviction rate went up. Like there's no. It's baffling to me how bad this movie was in the terms of anything. There's no growth. There's no growth. There's no character development. There's nothing. Where you literally
went to the recital.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. In that case, he executed the last fucking person. Like he just.
He went to the recital and he looked miserable.
Oh, yeah.
Miserable.
He hated it. Oh,
it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Nery, you say you can't watch movies anymore. What was the first Cinephobe episode you listened to?
Oh, yeah.
You remember?
I don't. I know it was a Van Damme movie. It was probably Time Cop, maybe. I'm a huge Van Damme fan, so I was like, I'm gonna go. These, and then it's a great movie. And then this is not the podcast to listen to if you like the movie that they're dissecting. It's not you're gonna go into
like
it.
The movie, we love Time Cop.
But again, I'm saying this because you don't realize all the little the kinks in the armor. You don't realize it and then you point it out and you go, oh wow. He does. I would get mad if somebody said, eat my wife's goulash. That would piss me off. Like I've seen Time Cop. I used to have a poster of Time Cop in my room as a kid.
A poster?
A poster. Full size. Not the we hand them out in the movie. I'm talking about a full-size poster. I went back to the movie.
When you're walking into the movie theater, it says coming soon. And there's a big ass one behind it.
That's it. I got a movie poster from Time Cop because my cousin used to work at AMC theaters when I was a kid. Movie came out in 94, something like that.
Yeah, 94.
And I remember being a kid. I was 12 years old. My cousin was older than me, worked at AMC, and I asked her any way I can get that poster when they're done because we just throw them away. I'm like, let me. And then she literally put my name on the back of the poster, or her name in the back of the poster to reserve it so nobody else would take it. And I had that in my room. And I've watched this movie a million times. Never once did I think he does say goulash. Why the fuck does he say goulash? Like it doesn't. So now I'm listening to Cinephobe and I'm like, this fucking dick.
I got a picture. I gotta find a picture, but because I drove a Honda Civic and my friend drove a truck, he got to take the big cardboard cutout of Just Right home from a movie theater of Queen Latifah in Common because it wouldn't fit in my car. And so he's like, well, it fits in my truck, so I'm going to take it. I'm like, fuck. So I missed out. And then, we took a lot of pictures around that thing. Again. We drew a lot of pictures. Like, yeah.
I like the funny, I missed out. I missed out.
Oh, I would still have it today. I would still have it. Absolutely. It would be right here.
It would have featured in many episodes.
Oh my God.
It'd be behind him right now.
Yeah.
He still had that.
So you mentioned you're a big Van Damme fan.
Big Van Damme fan.
I am as well. To me, I think the greatest tragedy is that Hard Target doesn't qualify. Because I think Hard Target is a perfect Cinephobe movie.
Which is very confusing why Hard Target qualifies and Time Cop does. It's very confusing to me because I firmly believe that Time Cop is like leaps and bounds a better movie than Hard Target. I don't understand. But
I mean, Hard Target does have Wilford Brimley with a Cajun accent, so I don't know that I will agree.
But he doesn't say diabetes. He doesn't say. I needed him to say.
I couldn't understand a fucking word he said. He might have said it the whole movie.
The captions just have question marks. Like I don't know. I don't.
It's just a shrug.
Insert whatever you think he said here, man.
I don't, as good as mine.
Chittering, Wilford Brimley chittering, Cajun style.
I recently discovered, speaking of question marks and not know what people say, on King of the Hill, Boomhauer, he actually says stuff because I had captions on, and it's like, everything he says is typed out. He's not just mumbling.
Yeah,
he just says
it. He just says it really close together.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. I wish he.
I thought he was like Kenny from South Park.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought he was like Kenny. Like it would suck if you watch South Park with subtitles and Kenny actually said things. That would, like, if you read the captions, I'm like, oh no, that blows. He's like Chewbacca. You don't know what he's saying. Same thing. He just says things.
This is where Dane Cook comes in. I miss Simon Says.
You miss Simon Says?
I want to listen to that episode
right now. Go watch it right now.
I'll listen to the episode. I get the gist of it.
Simon Says, the Van Damme movie. Simon Says?
No.
No. That's that's Double Team.
That's double. No, but there's one. Yeah, you're right. Where Rodman plays Simon.
That's a future Cinephobe, by the way. Yeah, that's a good one.
Wait, his name is Simon in Double Team?
Rodman's name is Simon. He plays an arms dealer. And his catchphrase was "Simon says die" or "Simon says," it's a thing. Yeah,
and there's the whole, like, it's from the trailer where he's like, defense wins championships, and Van Damme goes, but offense gets all the glory.
Hold on, I got the synopsis here. An international spy, Van Damme, teams with a flamboyant weapons dealer. I wonder who plays that. To escape from a penal colony and save his family. How have we not done this before?
We will. Yeah. Well, it's on my list.
Zach can connect it with the penal. So it's a hop, skip, and a jump from this law-abiding citizen movie.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
What's your favorite moment of Law-Abiding Citizen? You said the death is the phone death is
Golden
is your
Dumpster
favorite death.
was my phone death. I think, I don't know. I would have to, I don't know. Favorite moment. You know, another Golden Dumpster was the at the funeral when he shoots up the car with the robot. That's another moment where I was like, oh, this is dope.
Badass.
Yeah. That was pretty badass. And but I don't know. I think my favorite moment was when you found out it was all him. When he found out that he was finding that out, that film noir moment where you go, the twist is there is nobody else helping him on the outside. It's all him. Like that was that and getting the bone in the throat, which is just like Commuter. And just like sudden death, there's another bone in the throat scene. I wish I knew how to quit you.
3-time repeat offender. Bone in the throat. In my throat.
My throat.
If you had to order a meal, and I mean T-bone is a perfect one, so that's off the board. If you had to order a meal to use as a weapon to kill someone, what are you ordering?
Oh, that's easy.
Easy? You think that's easy?
Because I'm using it to kill somebody?
Yeah.
Popeye's biscuits. Those things are hard as fuck.
Oh, nice. Nice. Oh,
So
good question.
Hold it up to your face and say hello. The dough explodes.
I never thought I'd say this, but then I want you to try to kill me then. If I dead by Popeye's biscuit,
that feels racist.
Now,
that feels
I'm
racist.
assuming that there's some Popeyes that comes along with said biscuit.
Would it be fucked up if you just give him the biscuit? Like you just like, hey, you just have one biscuit. Like you just get a biscuit.
I was like, hey, take a bite of this and you'll just choke to death. That's all it is. So dry.
I don't know what food. I mean, I'm a fat guy, bro. So you give me any vegetable, you might as well just put a fucking gun to my head. Put a gun to my head at that point.
It would have to be like ribs or something, right? Because it's something with the bone in it.
Bone is clearly the best one.
Ooh, how do you
kill someone with a cob of corn?
Cob of corn.
Could you sharpen that in some way enough to actually hurt
Clive
somebody
Owen
with that?
in Shoot 'Em Up kills somebody with a carrot.
Yeah.
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
So I would say maybe Chicago deep dish pizza. So you drown them in all that sauce.
Trash.
Take that, you fucking Cazola. Yeah. So much sauce.
That was definitely one of my favorite twists of the movie was the meal to murder with. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, and the small talk, because it's preceded with a lot of small talk.
A lot of banter of like, so you got a girlfriend?
You got
a boyfriend in here?
I got a few
Chumming it up with White Power Bill before he murders him in cold blood.
I actually wrote this.
Blood, actually.
I actually wrote this in my notes. It was not only was it TGT, but it was TGT LB, TGT Larry Bird, where he told you what he was going to do before he did it. He's like, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up with my right hand and cock. Oh, Jesus, this guy's telling you what he's going to do before he does it. Jesus.
That's good. That's really good.
I love that. Like
TGTLB, yeah.
And then he dropped 30 points on him in jeans.
And then he was like, hey, young buck, feels like 84, don't it?
Just like, Nery, I know what we got to ask you. Why did he get fully naked when the cops came?
I wrote that down. I was like, Gerard Butler's like, I am not. No, I literally wrote, why is he get completely naked? He's white. The cops are not coming in there guns blazing, dude. There's no reason for him to get naked. And the only reason it might be is because Gerard Butler's like, dude, I just did all these crunches. Fuck out of here. I'm going to go out here with a shirt. You kidding me? I'm not covering this up the whole movie. I want one scene where I'm naked. He's like, oh, Jesus, this guy is, I think when there was a time, right, after 300, there was a time where Gerard Butler, it was in his contract. It was like, I need to be without a shirt.
No shirt for sure. He went through like a McConaughey era of just like, this dude is half clothed at all times.
Like, it's like Van Damme with the splits. He's like, well, let's add a split here. And then he, like, he's just
Van Damme with his ass.
It's like, Jean-Claude, you're playing a fire marshal. Nah, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to bare cheeks at some point in this movie. I dare you to stop me.
I put my underwear on dick first, and I do the splits in every movie.
I could just picture him reading the script and Van Damme reading the script, and he's like, this is good. You know what? Right here. I'll add a split right here. And he just adds notes.
No, he was making sure like he's not grabbing for a weapon. He's unarmed. He's There's nothing here but a bankruptcy law book. That's all I got here.
Then they made him wear jeans.
Yeah,
but nothing else.
Like Larry Bird.
Also, I don't believe he was wearing any underwear.
No.
If he was, it was
with
really
the jeans?
low cut.
No, that was a full-on like porn move of just like jeans, no underwear.
I would say that might be the most diabolical part of this movie then. Because jeans with no underwear.
Chafing?
Oh, chafing doesn't begin. It's like a cheese grater.
Road rash. Yeah.
Oh my God. Unless you get
you don't get caught because you're arrested, right? So the cops are the ones putting the pants on you. So they're theoretically the ones putting the zip. They're theoretically the ones putting the zipper
that's
up.
a dangerous game.
Yeah, Franks and Beans.
Someone else zipping up.
It's like the scene in Hall Pass where Owen Wilson passes out in the hot tub and the guys come to help him. And the dicks are swinging.
An Irish guy. Let the Irish guy help him.
The Irish guy.
Oh shit, man.
That's such
All right.
a good quote.
The Louis Pinnock Accent Award for this movie is pretty clearly Gerard Butler.
Well, it could be Cole Meany. It could be Cole Meany.
Isn't he?
He's Irish.
He's Irish?
Doing
he's
his
Irish.
normal voice.
He's kind of got a weird, he's like almost like
Gerard
Liam
Butler.
Neeson. No.
Gerard
Liam
Butler is
Neeson.
trying. He's just not good at it.
Butler's American voice. I'm Gerard Butler right now. That's his
I'm eating
American
a
voice.
T-bone steak.
He sounds like a
trimmings.
Scotsman trying to be American. I'd
His
like a
lips
T-bone, a little charred.
His lips are unmoored. They're not obeying normal muscle.
No, he has to talk
motions.
out of the side of his mouth in order to get the American accent out.
He also has like jowls, like something in his jowls that's happening while he talks. When he was talking to the judge, when he said, "I bet you like it up the ass."
Taking up
Oh
the
my
ass.
God, that's a great scene. So that was that plot noir? That was film noir, right? I'm saying that's film noir. I did not see that. He's about to get bail, and he's like, "You fucking dumb cunt, you." And I'm like, "Oh my God, take it easy, guys." Jesus.
It's crazy because he's not about to get bail, and then he literally argues his way into getting out on bail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then once he's about to get it, he's like, "I can't believe you're doing this, you dumb broad."
He's 3 steps ahead of everybody in that scene.
I remember the first time I watched that thinking, well, how is he still going to get bail? Like you've gone back. I genuinely remember, and I think I remember asking that, and my friend's like, "What are you talking about?"
He doesn't want to go to jail, right?
When he says law-abiding citizen, that was another thing.
Law-abiding citizen,
and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
all right.
He sounds like Vincent D'Onofrio. But
as a roach.
Yeah, I guess it's Gerard Butler because he speaks more. But let's not, Cole Meany also is up there.
Detective Con Air.
But to be fair, like Nery said, he's not even fucking talking half the movie. He's standing there with his hands crossed and shit.
Yeah.
I thought he was his Uber driver. I was like, why is this guy here? Like, what is
Uber helicopter, yeah.
Yeah, he literally drives the attorney, not even the district attorney. He's like he works for the DA's office. He's at this point, and he drives him.
He's just a lawyer.
He drives him from the jail, which first of all, when the execution went wrong, right? And then they were like, why is Jamie Foxx there? Why is Jamie Foxx not at the execution?
He didn't
but
want to
why?
go to the recital.
No. After that, when it went wrong and they were talking about like, it's been tampered with. Afterward. Why are you talking to the lawyer about that? That should be a police matter that you talk to it with police. And then he's like, we're going to investigate everybody in the prison. He's like, again, something that police officers should say, not lawyers. This is weird. Yeah. This is
By the
weird.
way, here's another plot point that I thought was going to happen that didn't. When they said, first of all, that, and then when the cars blew up and they said the only car that wasn't tampered with was Jamie Foxx's, did any of you guys think, oh, he's going to frame him now?
No.
Like, no, you guys never felt like
because
he's going to get framed?
I was coming off of thinking Leslie Bibb was the accomplice, and then she blew up because she didn't know how to get out of her own car. So at that point, I was not going to make any more assumptions.
Man, that's so fun. Like I was such a sucker for this ride. I was like, what's going to happen next? Like I had no thought process of like, maybe I wasn't thinking about who done it. I was like, well, let's see what happens next. I was just so into the ride.
that's usually how I try to watch these movies, where I genuinely try to like, I don't like the whole, I figured out the killer in the second scene. I dive in. I'm like, I just want to experience what they're trying to do. But the one time I do, I get fucking burned because she doesn't know how to open a door.
Not the one time, because in Half Past Dead, you thought Ja Rule was in on it, too.
I did think Ja.
Yeah. Everybody thought.
Like, we had someone on the outside. I was like, Ja!
Well, because when you think of a rat, you think Jaw. You think, oh, this guy's a fucking rat. Right, this guy's gonna snitching ass Jaw. So that scene threw me off. And then they literally give, okay, we're gonna go to Darby's house, right? And they go to, and then why is the lawyer going to Darby's house? Like when Darby comes out with the gun and starts shooting, right? Like, why is the lawyer even there? That's not a lawyer's job.
He's the first one out of the car.
Nery, did you know that Darby and Ames was Darby's accomplice? Because when he said, "Hey, we got Darby to testify against Ames," I thought Ames was like the head of a criminal conspiracy, like a mob boss.
Yeah,
and that's why like.
I know I got that immediately, but what threw me off was when Darby picks up the phone and it's Gerard Butler calling him, and he says, what's the exact quote? Because I got the quote here. I wrote it down because I was very impressed with this. He said, wait a minute, all the way to the beginning there. He said, that's strike 3 for you. Coke on the table, bitch on the floor, life in prison. And I was like, bitches on the floor is a fucking
crime. That can't be a crime. That can't be a crime. No.
Oh, wait, Snoop Dogg had 80 bitches on the floor.
Is the punishment. It's not a strike. That's
I know that.
1, 2, 3. Gotcha.
I know we're in a cinephobe world of New Alcatraz being the way we view things, but not in Philadelphia in 2009. That can't be the way it is.
There's no way.
Not fair.
He said 3 strikes, coke on the table, bitches on the floor. I was like, bitches on the floor is a crime?
She's on a cot.
What kind of communist regime are you running, Gerard Butler? Like, this is crazy. I don't want to be part of this America, bro. I don't want to be part of this America.
This is too far.
If bitches on the floor is a crime,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm out. I'm sorry.
5 horsemen for this movie. It's a pretty loaded field, man. Exposition, there's a shit ton of it. DVDs fell off. The DVDs also narrative fell off. All the trimmings, all the makings, all the trimmings. Deals.
What kind of a deal?
That's what it is, man. No, you betray the law.
Accountability, and I'm bumping this all the way up to a horseman for this one. Boat named Live Forever, because there's a shitload of them.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good one. I think it's Deals.
Man, as much as I love the Deals sound, and that's why I want Deals, I still think it's Sloughing the Blame.
Accountability.
It's a meme.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a meme not taking accountability.
No, Zach, you are way worse than me at taking about accountability.
Maze.
You're doing it right now.
Maze. Come on. Maze, you don't have to think I'm a good guy here, but I'm not.
There's no good guys. Just like this movie. I'm aware of that. One of us is digging tunnels and blowing up City Hall. The other one is not taking accountability for his actions.
Nery's just like, are you guys sure you made right decisions in life? We're like, no. And then Nery's going to blow up in a car.
Yeah.
I think it's accountability too, because
that's a good call.
At the end, he asks him again. We're all accountable,
He didn't learn a single fucking lesson in this movie.
He tries to tell Clyde that he's not accountable.
Yes.
Which is why we're here.
And then, can we just talk about the Sean Astin digging a pool of Jamie Foxx at the end, where he says Clyde makes the phone call, he gets out of the door, closes the door, has time for tough guy talk.
Yep.
Where he goes, you're gonna regret the decision for the rest of your life.
It's kind of a TGT-LB, because he's like, for what, 25 more seconds? Like, he kind of calls it out. Yeah.
And not only that, but it's also, because you guys have done Demolition Man, it's also a call, but it's also a repeat offender, because that's the same thing Stallone said. He's like, you're gonna regret this for the rest of your life. Both, all 30 seconds of it. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. It's like, now they're recycling these lines. Yeah. So that guy gets out of the cell, closes the door, spits the line, then he runs. I haven't written in here. Then he leaves solitary confinement. He goes out the regular prison area through security. He signs out because they're one of those. They're like, you got to sign out. Like, no, you got to sign out. You got to sign.
You're not getting your cell phone back without it.
You got to sign out.
Yeah.
And then, the fact that he got in prison with a whatever. He got in prison with a gun. Whatever. We're gonna just go ahead and disregard that. But whatever. And then there's a strict sign in, sign out policy. And then he's outside the prison in time to see the explosion, all within 25 seconds. I'm like, this dude that's Willie Beeman. He just literally Willie Beeman this shit.
Dennis Quaid could have never gotten out of there that quickly.
Never. He was great, man. I was like, this fucking Sean Astin digging a pool here. This is no way. 30 seconds. You did all of that in 30 seconds. You didn't need that shot. There's no way you needed that shot. You could have had Jamie Foxx in the prison, still getting out, and the explosion in the back going behind him. And he's like, ooh, time to get out of here.
Yeah.
There's no way you needed that shot. But it was very dramatic. Very dramatic. Where's the bomb squad? You're looking at him. Okay.
You've been a detective this whole movie.
The whole movie. You've been an Uber driver this whole fucking movie. Shut the fuck up. This is
barely been a detective, as Nery has pointed out. Michael Biehn Memorial Ass On Award. I mean, Jamie Foxx wasn't great.
Jamie Foxx. I gave it to Jamie Foxx. In my notes, I gave it to Jamie Foxx.
When he tries to be sad, that Leslie Bibb. He's not in the first half of the movie. He's bad in the second half of the movie.
He's not happy about his daughter's recital. He's just the whole thing is
ass off. His ass off during the recital.
Yeah.
That's the true parent right there. Like, fuck, I gotta watch this shit. No, ass on either goes to the disembodied voice of the prisoner saying, "Oh shit, check this out." Either that guy, or I would also give it to any one of the children.
The kid, Gerard's kid.
Yeah.
That kid's stupid. Yeah, give it to that kid. Asshole.
Jesus Christ. The kid that kid that violently got murdered?
We didn't see the murder. We didn't see the murder.
And you saw the pictures. You didn't see it when
I'm like Jamie Foxx. I didn't see the pictures either.
I didn't see it.
It's not on me.
Jack doesn't want to mess with his conviction rate, so he didn't check out the pictures.
Also, the daughter made a Nicholas for her mom.
That's my first note. Can we talk about my first note?
Yeah.
First note. Why is the charm, the bracelet, why does she separate the name Heather after the third letter? It said H-E-A, and then she put a red bead, and then T-H-E-R. And I was like, her. Like, what happened? What? It took me 3 times of pausing the movie to look at it and be like, oh, I think she means Heather.
Bingo.
Maze, clip in Dumb and Dumber.
Sound it out. There you go. I was very confused with that, and I love the scene where at the table. That's another golden dumpster moment of the table when he's like, "I'm gonna saw you up." He's a tough guy talk the whole time, and I wanted to say, "Is it banter?" But there was no back and forth because the guy was like,
"It's just tough guy talk." Yeah,
tough guy talk, and then again. TGTLB, like he's literally telling him what he's gonna do. He's like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna just completely doing that. And then he gives him, shows him the pictures, like they're gonna be able to see you too. And I just the whole time I had Nickelback in my head the whole time. I was like, look at this photograph.
Every time I do it makes me laugh. I was so horrified and confused that he put that picture of his wife and daughter on the mirror that I forgot to even play that drop earlier. So thank you.
We talked about him when he finally went through the pictures. Jamie Foxx finally went through the pictures. Another time I was like, look at this photograph. I was like, my God, Jesus.
For the first time, here I am looking at this photograph. And I'm not laughing this time.
Jesus.
Yeah. Golden Dumpster nominees. So Nery, you already gave yours, which is the phone exploding on the judge after says...
Who do we give? Is Ass Off Butler?
Carl Weathers Memorial Ass Off Award. I thought everybody was pretty solid, but Gerard Butler.
I think it's Gerard Butler, and I never think he's good.
He had the highest highs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, look, after the initial rape and murder of his family, I'll tell you the last moment he's ass on is when he sees Darby shake hands with Jamie Foxx, and he's just staring at him.
Yeah,
with that dumb look on his face. From there on, he's like, from 10 years later, it's almost like Gerard Butler at the moment, terrible. 10 years later, he learned how to act.
Yeah.
First of all, can we just talk about how that scene, Sean Astin digging a pool, you made a deal with the criminal there's no way they parade that criminal who's now confessed, now signed something. There's no way they parade him out of the courthouse to take a picture with the lawyer that made the deal. Like,
with handcuffs on.
Happened. Yeah, with handcuffs on.
Yeah.
Come on, Darby, you got to go to jail. Hold on, can I say what's up to Jamie Foxx first? All right, I guess.
You know what's like? You know, me thinking Gerard Butler, and I never think he's good. I mean, I just thought of like, it's the movie The Goods. We went into that thinking we're gonna kill this fucking movie. Piven sucks, like all this stuff, and then we loved it. That's for me thinking like, oh, Gerard Butler's gonna get
The Goods was amazing. Can we just talk about The Goods?
For sure,
absolutely. So fucking good.
But I went into it like, oh, I hate Piven. Him doing a comedy, I'm not like I'm not into it. I think Piven's
I'm making
cool.
love. I'm making love. It's like making love sucks.
But that's what Gerard Butler getting ass off here was for me. It was I thought, oh yeah, we'll give it to Jamie Foxx for ass off. We'll give ass on to Butler.
Yeah,
he was great.
Like Johnny Be Good is another one that was like that. We thought Johnny Be Good was gonna be terrible, and then it turned out to be like delightful.
That's a banger, yeah.
I thought I really gave the ass off to Gerard Butler because of that scene where he plays timid in the interrogation. Where he's like, I thought about killing him and whatever, blah, blah. And then he's leaving. And it kind of reminded me of Ed Norton in Primal Fear, where he was like, where the fuck are you going? He's like, where the fuck are you going? I'm not done with you. Yeah. And that flip, I was like, oh, this motherfucker.
You might want to check what I said, detective. Attorney.
Check the He's like, oh, shit, this guy came to play. I was like, all right, okay. Yeah. Yeah,
I still understand how he timed it out to be like, Reynolds is about to die. You might want to get this going.
Talking to the camera.
Yeah.
I think Viola Davis could have been in the mix, but I don't really understand why her character wasn't around.
All in a day's work. She got the Delroy Linda, She was great, but just not enough of her.
I don't think she was necessary. I don't think her character was necessary.
They could have expositioned the
mayor. Newscast position of like martial law has been, and they're giving shotguns to meter maids.
A new speaker, a new voiceover, like on the news, like the mayor has declared, whatever. And first of all, she was like, nobody's going out. The parents aren't taking their kids out, and I was like, but why? It's pretty obvious that they're only killing people related to this case.
Yeah, this case,
right? Yeah, it's pretty.
Right.
It's kind of like when
White Power. And White Power Bob. He wasn't related to the case. He died.
But again, he was a prisoner. It's kind of like when your friend says something stupid and he's like, oh, I think we're in trouble. Like, I think you're in trouble. Like, don't put me in this.
When Amin says, we've been a little misogynistic on this pod. And like,
we have.
Rico. That's why he Rico'd us into that allegation right there.
Law!
All right, Gerard Butler, congratulations.
A shocking win, but a win nonetheless.
This is the biggest upset in
him going up against
history.
Jamie Foxx? Yeah, the Washington Generals just beat the Globetrotters.
Jamie Foxx, fresh off an Oscar. Gerard Butler in the middle of his...
Before the ugly truth.
Romantic comedy run. I would not have taken Gerard Butler, but there you go.
They were supposed to play in I saw that they were supposed to... Gerard Butler was first cast. Right, he was a producer in the movie, and then he was supposed to play the lawyer. And then Jamie Foxx read it, and he's like, "I want to play the lawyer. Would Gerard Butler be interested in playing the criminal?" Like that's how. And then Gerard Butler's like, "That would be interesting."
When we did the trivia, Nery, Gerard Butler apparently told like 3 different versions of the story. Like where I'm like, all right, you got to pick one.
He's like, which version makes me look the best? Like, no, don't do that.
Which one can I get naked in?
His attorney's not going to be naked. All right, I'll be the bad guy.
Fine.
Golden Dumpster nominees. So Nery, you had the judge
getting shot.
Name Live Forever, Phone Explosion, which was also a nominee that I had. And then Clyde getting his revenge on Darby with Poison's position when he pulls the trigger and it injects his hand and he tells him it comes from a blowfish. Clyde deciding to get fully nude before the police arrest him. Clyde yelling at Judge Birch about the law in court, including, bet you take it up the fucking ass, bitch.
See you next.
When he orders the steak and he wants all the trimmings and Nick says, fuck you and your pommes frites.
Yes.
I got other
using
nominees.
Using a T-bone steak to murder someone and the robot attack at the cemetery.
Other nominees. Sarah, your legs are looking real good in those heels. And he says, why are you here? Your DVD player broken. So somebody killed the guy that you were trying to kill? What are we calling this? A clear violation of his 8th Amendment rights. Cruel and unusual punishment. Law school.
So he's a cop. He's an Uber driver. He's practicing to go to law, and he's a bomb expert. He's the bomb. He's the bomb squad. Like this guy is. Why can't we get a movie about this guy? I want this guy. I want a movie with him.
The spinoff. Gerard Butler calling the dude with the not the whole thing voice, and he says, "Look out your window, the South Side." And Darby goes to the wrong window. He says, "South Side." He's so annoyed. I believe those cots are bolted in. Well, that's what wrenches are for, dumbass.
That was the cop's contribution to the whole situation. He's being interrogated, which, by the way, interrogations are done by police officers, not lawyers. But again, we're all right, fine. We're getting.
We're in New Alcatraz, Nery. His
contribution. Also, his contribution is they're bolted in. Oh, thanks for that. I appreciate that. Thanks for that. Nick just looked at him. Nick just looked at me like, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. I got it. I got this. Shut the fuck up, man. Bolted in, asshole.
Nery, your golden dumpster was the
cell phone.
The judge cell phone. Zach, what do you got?
The entire courtroom. You're about to let me go, bitch. Yeah, okay. What are you doing? Yeah. I locked it in. Then I revisited with the explosion of the cell phone that I thought was a gun shooting her for a second, but no, that courtroom scene is just it's the best scene in the movie for me.
Maze?
Yeah, I like that scene as well. I'm gonna choose him deciding to get fully nude before the police arrest him because I still don't understand why he did that. Unsolved mysteries, a Cinephobe, CT5.
It's just him telling the cops, "I'm unarmed," or am I?
Huh? Zach, you stole mine, so I'm gonna go with Sarah. Meh.
That's I really hope she said that. I'm gonna have to review this tape in about 3 months, and we'll figure out.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah.
Did you know that toxin is a real toxin, by the way? I looked that shit up.
Oh, really?
The puffer shit?
The puffer fish. I really looked. I was like, there's no way that's real. And that's a real thing. That's a real thing from a puffer fish. Like, I was like, oh, wow, these fucking guys.
It paralyzes you, but you feel all the pain.
Look, right? Nery, you think that the tinkerer is using fake poisons? He didn't spend 10 years digging a goddamn tunnel to be using made-up poison, okay?
Yeah. He's a spy. Anybody's a spy. I'm a spy. I'm like, you just said that out loud? You just said that out loud? I'm a spy? That's the worst. That's Spy 101.
Spy 101, yeah.
First rule of spyhood. We're not spies. You don't say that shit out loud, man.
Before they give you a fucking gun, they're like, hey, don't ever say that you're a spy.
Yo, Maze, you got a clip. There's an episode of American Dad where Stan gets fired from the CIA and he applies to jobs. Like he's trying to get, and they're like, oh, where do you used to work? He's like, oh, the CIA. And immediately a sniper shoots the interviewer. And the sniper is like, one of his coworkers, like, hi, Stan. You gotta start telling people that you're in the CIA, Stan.
Well, Amin, you picked it, motherfucker. Phobe or file?
Hey, man. I don't have to I don't have to tell you guys because Gerard Butler already told you all the trimmings, all the makings of a Cinephobe movie. There was no dull spots. The pacing was good. Mm-hmm. Gerard Butler won ass off, man. What more of a coup can you have? This is a strong file. Nery, you're the guest. Let's go.
I've owned this in 3 different formats. Like I don't know how to tell you. I didn't want to be like Roy and come on here and be like file, but I really wanted to be like file.
Yeah,
he's a law-abiding customer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Law-abiding listener. Yeah. Maze.
Well, Zach, you filed it about
an hour
35 minutes into the movie or something like that.
I had forgotten how fun this movie is. Like, when Amin picked it, I did say file. But then as it started up, I was like, I can't remember if this movie's actually good. Because then I started confusing it with Gamer. And then about 30 minutes into this movie, I was like, dude, I'm starting to remember everything now. this is over. It's a file. It's an easy file. I fucking love this movie. I might buy it on 3 different platforms now.
The only second guessing I did is when Amin told me the name of the movie that we're doing, and I was like, why? I thought for sure this movie was over 40%. Yeah. And then when I saw that it was like 25, I was like, oh no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because I have this thing on my podcast where we call it kid eyes, when you're looking at things from a perspective when you're a kid.
Easy maze.
Yeah, so we have this thing where we go, is this kid eyes? Am I watching this? Like, did I just not remember that this movie's not good? And I'm like, no, this movie's fucking good, man. But 25% is pretty low. Pretty low.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw this. I remember the trailers, and I remember them giving almost everything away, and the idea that Gerard Butler is this all-seeing, omnipotent presence fucking with Jamie Foxx. What I didn't realize was that he was a sadistic supervillain. Mm-hmm. So when he starts sawing the dude's leg off and saws all his limbs off, his eyelids, cuts his cock off with cuts his penis off with
penis. He made sure to say penis every time.
Yeah. He only reserves the real bad words for the judge. It's like
a lot like Amin pre-resolution. Yeah.
Broad.
So when that happens, that was an escalation that I really wasn't prepared for, because as we addressed, there's no good guy. So it was pretty confusing getting to the end of this movie and being like, did he win? Is this what we want? I don't really understand. But the run where he's giving the misleading answers in the interrogation, and then he's outlawing the judge and all that. It's a file.
Yeah.
Sweep it.
Wow. Sweep.
I like the fact that Gerard Butler literally, he could have just yelled lawyer. You're like, you've been lawyered. Like that thing that they do lawyered. It's like he could have said that like 4 different times in a movie. He said that to the judge, lawyered. Yeah. If you look at this past case, and he's like lawyered, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy is great. By the way, I in my notes, I wrote down Amin is going to call her Judgy Ho. He called up Judgy Ho.
Judgy Broad.
Judgy Broad. I didn't know. I didn't know the resolution.
You didn't know the resolution. Yeah, for
Judgy
sure.
Judgy Broad.
Yeah.
I literally wrote her down as Lawyer Broad and Judgy Broad.
Judge Birch is dangerously close to a different name that Amin might call her. So
we had
but not this year.
There was a time during the pandemic where Amin and I were doing NBA radio. We had Mark Henry, the wrestler, on, right? And there are times like you have these like, oh, this celebrity wants, they're a big basketball fan or whatever, right? And then they come on and they're like, what? LeBron plays for the Lakers? I'm a Lakers fan. I didn't know that. And it's like that. Mark Henry knew everything. Like Mark Henry is a Lakers fan.
He was really good.
Like, he knew everything. And so, Nery, I feel like you're in that Mark Henry zone of knowing that Amin was going to call her Judgy Broad and Lawyer Broad. That this is like no, you actually listen to this. This is like real.
Hold on, I didn't call her any of those things though. What are y'all doing?
Why would you take accountability?
The boy who called Broad is just
the boy who called Broad.
That was a soft Y on boy, by the way. That's not a
yeah. Fantastic, man.
Nery, what can we promote for you?
Dude, I have my new album comes out. Well, at the time of this recording, the new album's already out. So the new album just dropped. The new album just dropped. It's called Live in Miami, or Live in Miami if you want to be a dick about it. And it's available on iTunes and Amazon Music, everywhere you get your music, anywhere you get it. It's my comedy album, and then my comedy special, which is the video is going to be which is different, not the same, is going to be later on and throughout the year. So just follow me on social media. My website is whatwashisname.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What was his name?
That's it. Nobody ever remembers.
Welcome to Cinephobe.
Yeah, welcome to Cinephobe.
Call me when you do a Van Damme movie, dude. I'm signed. Have you seen, by the way, dude, I know you're a Van Damme fan. I've heard on the other shows. Have you seen the JCVD movie?
Yes. Yeah. I got to it late, but I saw it. Yeah.
So I saw it opening night. It was
opening in Sudan.
Opening night.
No. This I know.
Or he's never seen it. Never heard of it.
Because it was open. It opened in like a handful of theaters here. and I was in San Francisco, and I went and saw it. You guys know who I saw it with?
Your brother?
My brother.
Yeah. So I was shocked because I knew that it wasn't a wide release. That's why I was like, opening night. What are you on? You're on JCVD's like email list? How'd you like hear about this?
Went there with my older brother, man. We see where they're like it's a recurring thing in Cinephobe. A lot of
no, that you always see it with your brother. I know
my brother. Yeah. So.
I listen, dude. I've listened. I'm telling you, I've listened to. I'll tell you the truth. I skipped the movies that I've never heard, like the B movies that you guys do, like the ape movie that you guys just fucking did. That you just released a couple of weeks ago.
Zach,
hold on a second. Hold on. Let's be respectful.
Attack of the Killer Ape. What is it? Was this the one that you just released? There was like a killer ape movie. It was literally a monkey movie that you guys just reviewed.
We did Congo.
No. Congo's great.
Ed. We did MVP.
Oh no, my bad. Excuse me. Congo is the myth of the killer ape.
Yeah. It's MVP, right?
He's a hockey player. He didn't
kill No. Dude, watch. Hold on,
I'm just trying to think. Like the only ape that's killed anybody is
it was after sudden death. It was after sudden death.
After sudden
Observe and Report, Bad Company, Men at Work, Conan the Destroyer?
No.
Oh, well, there is a weird creature in Conan the Destroyer.
No.
That's right. Dead, Airheads, Surviving the Game.
Hold on.
I don't know.
Hold on.
The Scout?
No.
King Kong. King Kong, if only you can pitch. Yeah.
Hold on.
Pitch. That's pitch with a P.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Airhead.
Are you wearing a Yankees jersey? Are you wearing a Jeter jersey?
Yeah, he's such a fraud.
What?
Such a fraud.
Him pretending to be a Panthers fan this week.
I like the Yankees. I'm in New York. Oh.
I watched Surviving the Game in the Sudan.
Oh. Opening night.
Surviving the Game. That was a good one too, man. Jesus Christ. Not the Scout.
I'm stuck on this killer ape thing.
I'm trying to think. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm trying to.
I mean, Ed was killing the game in baseball.
No one survived that game.
No one survived.
Let's see here. Well, Jaws of Revenge is trash, but
dude, that's a good movie. That's a real good movie.
I get the point of the movie. I get the point of the podcast. Sometimes you got to do these, but like it's when it's a B movie where you're like, this movie didn't come out in theaters. Like this, come on, you're going straight to DVD type of shit. Which is the one that I was thinking about? Man, now I sound stupid, but I swear to God, I had it. I swear there was one. What was MVP? Was MVP?
MVP is the kid goes up to play hockey.
There was a Most Valuable Primate. Was there one with a primate?
That's the one.
That's MVP. That's where he's a hockey player.
Every movie that Zach pits.
Oh, hold on.
That's the one.
Hold on.
So I had never heard of more MVP, so I didn't know. But I just saw, like, I looked it up, and like the cover was like a monkey, right? A primate, and I'm like, I'm out. I can't do that.
Oh no, it's so good. It's so good. He plays hockey. He's really good.
It's not so good.
I filed it.
Have you guys done? Because I've only gone in the last like 6 months. I only started listening to when I met Amin. When I met Amin was like probably maybe a year ago. So I started listening to about 6 months ago. But have you guys ever done Teen Wolf? I'm sure you have.
Done Teen Wolf 2.
We did Teen Wolf 2. Teen Wolf doesn't qualify.
So Teen Wolf 2, my whole thing with Teen Wolf 2, ever since I was over the age of 20, I've always been like, Teen Wolf 2, he was a boxer. Like we have a wolf boxing. Like there's no way. That's clearly performance enhancing. What is going? Like I just thought that it reminded me because of MVP. I'm like, you have a kid that's a hockey player and does he turn into a primate? Is that what he does?
No. He has
the full moon comes out.
He has a coke addicted whore of a mother and a homeless unemployed father. But the primate comes in. They find the primate gets shipped up to Canada accidentally, and then
primate's living in a treehouse and comes down and
plays hockey. Yeah,
in front of him.
Okay,
yeah, and then it's really good and joins the team and they get to the championship.
You don't think that has any kind of through line with a werewolf boxing? Like there's a primate.
But this isn't someone turning into a primate. This is just a straight up chimp.
Oh, so it's like Airbud rules. Like it's not in the rule book.
Yeah. It's actually from the company that made Airbud. Yes,
the Airbud production.
Is it really? Is it literally?
It's literally Airbud Productions.
Yes.
I thought I was just making a comparison. It's from the same makers.
It's dead on Airbud Films or whatever. Like it's.
That's fantastic. But yeah, but I listen to most of the when it's a movie that, especially when it's a movie that I like, I was like, yeah, I'm in. You guys are great.
Appreciate that.
It's hard. Like you guys, it's hard. I had to text Amin. I was like, hey, so because I've listened to all these episodes and I kind of understand the gist of it, like ass on, ass off, whatever. But there's some that are so inside baseball. Like if you pick up this podcast at any point in time in the last year, like you guys don't have a table of contents. You guys don't have. We
have a glossary.
We have an old glossary episode. We should update that if we have that to update.
TGT. We got
TGTLB.
Yeah,
that's a new one, man. I'm in on that. I'm in on TGTLB.
I thought I was like, this guy is so good because he called his shot. He's like, I'm gonna get. He's every step. I'm gonna get up. Cock my right hand. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're gonna tell him your hand and everything?
Split your hand open.
And then Gerard Butler's like, yeah, I got it. You're gonna score. I got it. Just eat. Here's your food. Here's your food. Take the food. Take the food. But yeah, man, I'm down to do any other podcast, bro. You let me know, man. I'm super down. You guys are super fun. You guys are super fun, man.
Thanks, you.
Nery.
All right, brother.
Man.